Good morning and welcome to Newswatch Today. I'm Gabby Matthews.
And I'm Libby Lee. Facebook unexpectedly went down recently, shocking the world.
And we have more information on California's most recent oil spill.
Summer Roddershot is here with your forecast, and Ashlyn Reinhardt has your latest sports news. This is Newswatch Today.
Thanks for joining us this morning, and now we have Summer Roddershot to give us the first forecast. Summer?
Thanks, guys. So it is currently 59 degrees out there, and it is cloudy. We had all that rain yesterday, and some of those clouds are lingering around with 3-mile-per-hour winds. But if we look at the high for today, it is going to be 73 degrees with chances of rain. But when it's not raining, it looks like that sun will be peeking through. I'll talk about it more in my full forecast later.
Thanks, Summer. With the start of fall, I think that we should change your name to Autumn, but I guess we'll know more during your full forecast.
Inside an Amtrak train in Arizona, a Drug Enforcement Administration agent and a suspect were shot and killed. Local and federal law enforcement agents boarded the train to do a check for illegal items. While officers were speaking to the first person, the second person began shooting and killed a DEA agent and wounded another. Officers outside the train heard the gunshots and ran to the agent's aid. A local officer was shot and is critically wounded. The officer is currently in the hospital for observation.
Monday afternoon, many social media users found that their Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram apps were all down. This lasted around 6 hours before everyone was able to connect online again. Facebook and Instagram have also recently been under fire due to claims that the apps have had a negative impact on users, specifically young girls, and that the Facebook company does not attempt to prevent the use of violence, hate, and lies on their platform. The company has denied these claims.
Families in Branson who have been living in the Stratford House Inn have been forced to leave after years of residency. Low-income families with already limited housing options are scrambling to find housing after being kicked out for unsafe living conditions. Former residents say they were forced out after several people were not keeping their rooms clean. Branson's House of Hope is trying to find housing for the evicted residents.
The fall semester is in full swing, and Activities Board hosted EU Recess last Thursday. Emily Connolly has the full story.
AB hosted their second event of the semester. EU Recess, where a kid can be a kid, had a turnout of roughly 300 students between 6 and 8 p.m. last Thursday. The quad was set up with cornhole, spike ball, and kickball. Some students participated in a chalk art contest and scavenger hunts to win Chick-fil-A gift cards. EU Recess originally was a Create Your Own event last year. With such a huge success, AB decided to bring it back, and sure enough, they ran out of the popsicles they were serving.
For recess, we're really just looking for a fun evening for people to get outside, to do games that reminds them of their past, of what recess was like back in elementary school. So we have kickball over here, we have badminton, we have 9 square, we have 4 square, we have these little scooters as well. So really just kind of an event that helps you reminisce on what grade school is like.
AB strategically schedules events throughout the semester to give students a mental break and recharge them. Their next activity, The Cafe, falls on October 12th from 8:30 to 10 p.m.
EU Recess was a blast. I can't wait to see what AB will do next. This is Emily Conley reporting for Newswatch Today. Back to you guys.
The Student Missouri State Teachers Association held a social gathering on Tuesday, October 5th in Joust West. The event was run by student officers in the association, in which they had games, provided snacks, and fellowship among other members of the club. The SMSTA is an education club on campus that gives future teachers opportunities to expand on their skill sets. Such opportunities include service projects, opportunities to develop their skills in professional settings, and other events to get them plugged into the education department. Jordan Bell expanded on the events as the club usually hosts.
So usually each semester we like to have one social event, one professional development, which in the past we've had anything from the Missouri Teacher of the Year come in and speak. We've had past evangel education alums who are now teaching in the field. They've come and shared their experiences, and we've also had administrators as well from area schools. And finally, we also have a service outreach opportunity. In the past, that's usually been a Christmas party with Weller Elementary, our neighbor next door. We serve a couple underprivileged families here in Springfield, buy the kids gifts, and have food and snacks as well.
To join the SMSTA, sign-up forms are located in the Education Department.
Coming up next, Evangel Spiritual Life Coordinator gives us some insight on upcoming events for the community.
Stay tuned.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for mental health and other resources. Call 211 or visit 211.org.
Thank you for joining us. Today we have a special guest to talk to us more about Crosswalk's Make a Difference Day. Isn't that right, Libby?
Yes, it is, Gabby. Joining us today is Cecilia Corbin, the coordinator of student ministries and discipleship here at Evangel. Cecilia, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
So we've heard there are some pretty big changes in student ministry with there not being a campus pastor anymore. How does your role fit into greater student ministry?
Yeah, that's a wonderful question. So to kind of clarify what spiritual life looks like right now, there are sort of two sides. So I work with student ministries, which has been reallocated to be a part of student development. So we actually fall under student activities now, which is the same place that Senate and Activities Board find their home. The really cool part of that is that now all of the three largest student-led organizations are all kind of under the same department. So it's made for a lot of harmony and synergy between them. The other part of spiritual life is run by Lucas Yance. He's the coordinator of the Office of Chapel Experience, and he runs chapel and everything pertaining to that. And so we kind of liaison to make sure that Evangel still has all of the spiritual life elements of the spiritual life department running while the search is out for a campus pastor, or while we wait for one to come to Evangel finally.
And this is your first year doing this, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Right. Have there been any unexpected challenges just starting out with everything being changed?
Yeah, so I'm sure, as you know and many other students feel, in many ways last year, just the state of campus because of COVID-19 really made most organizations difficult to run normally. So I would say we don't have as many unexpected changes as we're just very much rebuilding. So there was a lot that we couldn't do last year because of restrictions. So we're sort of beginning to expand and see what's possible for Crosswalk this year.
All right. So I hear there's Make a Difference Day that Crosswalk's putting on.
Yes.
Can you tell us when that's going to be, what it's about?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are thrilled. This is an event that Evangel has hosted for many years previous to last. This year, Crosswalk and the Center for Compassion are partnering to co-host Make a Difference Day, and really it's just a national day of service that we get to participate in. So colleges around the country do this. We go out into the community and partner with nonprofits to serve and just kind of help them with whatever is needed. Evangel is hosting it on October 30th from 12 to 3 p.m. Signups are open presently, and there are links on our Instagram, on the Center for Compassion's Instagram, and you can find posters around campus too.
All right, thank you. And how does Crosswalk hope to impact the surrounding area during this event, not just Evangel and the people that are directly being affected?
Absolutely. So, I mean, as you know, we are located in Springfield, which is really an exceptional community. At Evangel, we often, just because there's so much on campus, we stay here. This is where everything is. But our heart is really just to get out in the community and partner with the organizations that are already working to make a difference in our area. So there are lots of nonprofits who are serving our community well, and we want students to step outside the Evangel bubble and begin partnering with nonprofits in our area.
Yeah. What other events can we expect from Crosswalk in the coming months?
Yes, I love this question. So I'm very excited to note that because of the season we're in of rebuilding, like I mentioned, there are exciting things coming up, not all of which I can announce. The one thing that I do want to point to is that Crosswalk has added a community engagement position to its board this year, and that's in partnership with the Center for Compassion as well. And through that position, we are looking to develop teams that go and serve consistently in the Springfield area, and we're also looking at having another spring service event. So just keep up with the Instagram and we'll tell you more about it as it happens.
Right. And is there anywhere that people can apply for this position? Is there anything about the position that people need to know?
Sure. So the community engagement position is a position that's on the Crosswalk board, and it's already filled presently, but team leader applications will be posted. You can find them on the Crosswalk page on the hub, and Dalton Walker, he is the director of community engagement this year, and he's a great point of contact too.
All right, okay. And is there anything else you want to tell us about Crosswalk, why people should get involved?
Yeah, I just think it is such an incredible place to get to serve and be spiritually formed yourself. So if you are looking for a community that's going to help you draw closer to Jesus, that's going to allow you to walk out your spiritual life authentically on campus, then I think Crosswalk is the place for you, and there are lots of places to get involved. So we have a campus discipleship arm, so if you're interested in being a DL, you can connect with your DA in the hall, or if you want to do something that is outward facing that kind of serves the Springfield area, then please connect with me or any of our directors on that side of the organization.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us, Cecilia.
Thank you.
Back to you, Gabby.
Thanks, Libby. Summer, am I going to be able to put my umbrella up anytime soon?
You can for the weekend, but you're gonna wanna make sure it's not too far out of reach. I'll talk about it more in my full forecast. Stay with us.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
My kids put skis on as they were learning to walk. I want my kids to be able to have those moments with their kids. Being a scientist, I'm worried about climate change in so many different ways for my kids. From the second you have a child, you want to do everything to protect them. I think our action on climate change is no different. It's just an extension of being a mom.
A massive oil spill in Orange County is being investigated by the Coast Guard after a pipeline was damaged. They believe that the incident was caused by an anchor from a large commercial ship where the anchor may have possibly dragged the pipeline. The investigation is looking into why the ship dropped anchor in the wrong location, since vessels are given specific areas where they can and cannot be. Crew members and wildlife rescuers have worked to slow down the spread of the oil as well as look after the animals who could be harmed by the spill.
Summer, what's the forecast looking like for the rest of the week?
It's a very conflicting week, if I'm being honest. Currently, we've got 59 degrees and it is cloudy. We had all that rain yesterday and some of those clouds are still lingering around. Later today, the high is going to be 73 degrees and there is still a slight chance of rain, but otherwise it's supposed to be partly sunny. Looking into tonight, it looks like it's going to be mostly clear, a few clouds, but a low of 58 degrees with 6-mile-per-hour winds, so it is supposed to be a pretty nice day. Looking at our almanac, we see that our temps are right where they're supposed to be for this time of the year. They're right in between the averages, but I'm just glad that as the weather's cooling down, we're not hitting the record low of 29 degrees. Looking at our satellite, we see over here that we have a potential for a hurricane to form. There's nothing there quite yet. It's still going to be stormy for all those people that have been going through the hurricanes, but it's not something that we're looking forward to quite yet. Looking at our radar, we see more of this guy. So for all these people that just had hurricanes, it's still not nice, but it's not hurricane level yet. Up in Illinois, we have some storms, and over in the Carolinas, we have some storms. But taking a look at our beautiful Midwest, we see that there's just scattered storms. And at our area in Missouri, there's really nothing that we have to worry about right now. Looking at the temps all across Missouri, we see that it's all in the mid-70s with 74 in Springfield, 74 in St. Louis, and then 76 in Kansas City. So it's pretty even across the board. Looking at our low pressure systems, high pressure systems, we just had all that rain yesterday, so we see how that low pressure system is moving through. There's a slight high pressure system right now, but looking into next week, this low pressure system that's right here is gonna be moving through. If we look at the next 6 days, we have sunny days this weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are gonna have highs in the 80s and 90s, with Saturday given a potential for a record high for that day. But Saturday is also gonna have extremely high winds, with potentially getting all the way up to the 30s. So if you haven't flown a kite this year, it's gonna be your time to do it, because looking forward to Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, it's when that low pressure system is going to be moving through. So we have chances of showers all these days. And as we had high temps on the weekend, it's going to drop to the mid to high 70s. So if you want to do anything fun, do it for the weekend, because rainy days are ahead. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Summer. Just around the corner, we'll have Ashlyn here with our latest sports news. Stay tuned.
What a disaster.
You're a disaster.
This is a disaster.
You can't be ready for every little disaster, but you can prepare for a big one. Make an emergency plan today.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father. I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. For the longest time, fear held me back from ultimately being who I wanted to. I had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
This past Friday in chapel, we had a very special guest speaker and leader, John Zick. John Zick has been in full-time youth ministry for over a decade. John was appointed to fill the role of operations and strategic partnerships for Assemblies of God Youth Ministries in October 2019. In chapel, John came in and gave a strong and powerful message to the students. This is what student Ian Moore had to say.
I thought he was really interesting. I really liked how he's younger, so it's easier to relate to him, because a lot of times we get older people, which it's great to get older people in because they can have that wisdom to just bestow upon us, but sometimes it's really awesome to have that younger person there because they're closer to your generation. They can think more like how I think, and they understand how our generation is more than the older generation is. And so it's really awesome just to hear that.
John's mission is to see believers walking in their God-given design and working together as the body of Christ to reach this world with the gospel. We are so glad to have had John come in and give us such a wonderful message. Libby, it's so nice to see such strong, powerful leaders giving an example to our students.
Yes, it shows such a good example and just shows what it can do on a campus.
Exactly. I'm glad to see students back in chapel this year.
And now coming is Ashlyn Reinhardt with the latest in sports.
Thanks, Libby. Several Valor athletes have shined in the last week. Senior setter Jordan Stacy set an evangel record on Tuesday night for most sets played in a career with a total of 573. Stacy headed into the night only 3 shy of the record. Evangel went on to beat Benedictine 3-1 and will continue its winning streak tomorrow night against Graceland here in the Ashcroft. Junior Reagan Shrek was named the Men's Heart Golfer of the Week because of his performance last week. Shrek shot 2 rounds at par or below with scores of 72 and 70 in the Lyon College Invitational. Shrek finished second in a field of 47 golfers and led the Valor to 3rd place overall as a team. Another Evangel athlete earned conference honors this week. Redshirt freshman Dylan Hester is named the Heart Special Teams Player of the Week after his performance on Saturday. Hester totaled 108 return yards on 3 kick returns and had 33 receiving yards. Hester most notably had an 80-yard return off a kickoff for a touchdown. Paul Gasol announced his retirement from basketball on Tuesday after nearly 2 decades of a professional career. The 41-year-old was drafted number 3 overall in the 2001 draft and has played in over 1,000 regular season NBA games. He has played for the Memphis Grizzlies, Chicago Bulls, San Antonio Spurs, Milwaukee Bucks, and Los Angeles Lakers, and won 2 championships with the Lakers. Gasol played for the Spain national team for several years, including 5 Olympic appearances. Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady also had record-setting play. After Tampa Bay defeated the New England Patriots on Sunday, Brady became just the 4th quarterback in NFL history to defeat all 32 teams alongside Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, and Brett Favre. Brady also set the all-time NFL passing yardage record in the win. And what a career Brady has had. What do you think, Gabby?
Thanks, Ashlyn. Well, in my house, we vowed not to talk about Tom Brady, but I'll admit he's had an impressive career. Next up, a woman gives birth despite critical condition.
And after that, Summer is here with her final forecast. We'll be right back.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for help with food, healthcare, and other resources.
211, how can I help you?
Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211, get connected, get help.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
A pregnant woman on life support held off a lung transplant long enough to deliver her baby. Candace Cruz was suffering from pulmonary hypertension. Cruz was on life support for 7 weeks, receiving oxygen until she and her doctors delivered the premature baby at 29 weeks. Soon after delivering the baby, Cruz received a double lung transplant. She is grateful doctors were able to save her life as well as the life of her baby. Cruz is now 3 months postpartum and is adjusting well to her new lungs and her new baby. Wow, isn't it amazing what modern technology can do?
I'm so happy to hear that mom and baby are both doing okay, and I'm so glad that the doctors were able to do what they did for them. Yeah. Summer, what's our weather look like?
It looks like it's going to be a kite flying weekend, which is so exciting. Saturday has the potential to reach 90 degrees, setting a record high for that day, with winds up to 30 miles per hour potentially. And then looking into the next school week, it looks like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday also bring us chances for rain. But that's all I got for weather this week. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Summer. I haven't flown a kite in a while, but looks like now might be my time. Libby, you got any big plans for this weekend?
Well, maybe I will take that time and go fly a kite.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan to me.
What about you?
Well, I might follow your lead. Well, that's all for today. I'm Gabby Matthews.
And I'm Libby Lee. This has been Newswatch Today. Join us next week.